The Dom Life Podcast presents Real Talk,
a BDSM Back to Basics mini-series intended for listeners 18 and older.
Are you ready to get this sexiness started?
It is that time again.
Welcome back, everyone, to our second episode of the mini-series Real Talk.
BDSM Back to Basics.
And tonight, we're going to take you down the path of a scene creation.
Hoo-hoo, I'm so excited.
Now, this scene creation, we are going to paint the picture of how Lady Dee and myself do a scene, a sensual, light to medium impact.
Yay, that's my wheelhouse. This is where I love to be.
On a cross. Now, a scene can be set in any atmosphere. It can be set on any piece of furniture. It could be a bed. It could be a spanking bench. It could be anything you want.
You could do it against a wall. It does not have to have an actual piece of furniture.
You don't. And when we talk about our cuffs and the cross and all of that, you don't even have to have that type of stuff. You can do it with your submissive's hands up on a wall.
Yes.
While leaning against the wall.
Using commands always is such a turn on.
Yeah, we do commands. So what we're going to do is paint you a picture of this scene that we are going to do on the cross and kind of the layout of how we do things. And again, for you beginners, for you people that are interested in it, or for somebody just looking to learn something more, this is how we do it. Feel free to do it the same way. Feel free to take parts out of this scene.
Completely do it different, but at least you get to hear somebody else's perspective on what a good scene is.
Absolutely.
On a cross.
So what we will do is we will set kind of the atmosphere. It's a dimly lit room.
Ooh, yay, that sounds so sexy.
The cross is over in the corner.
With a little bit of light against it.
Against the bottom, shining up. So what I would do is I would go to Lady Dee, kind of push her up against the wall, give a good, intimate kiss, just a deep, passionate kiss.
While pinning me against the wall.
While pinning you against the wall.
With his body.
And removing
yummy.
and removing your day collar.
Yes.
So we talked about collars. You have many day collars that you wear. You have a variety. But we only have one collar setting up here on display. That is the play collar. That is the only time this collar comes out. The only time it gets used is for play.
And that's the one that you always put on and take off.
Absolutely.
That is not one that I'm allowed to just remove when I want.
And you are allowed to touch it if you want play and I'm busy doing something else or distracted. You are more than welcome to grab your play collar and bring it to me.
That lets him know that I'm in the mood.
Yep. So while passionately kissing you up against the wall, removing your day collar, I will back off a little bit, have you start getting undressed, have you remove all your clothes, because I like completely naked when I put you up on a cross.
Yes, it's very rare that I have clothes on, and it's usually because it's a really sexy outfit that I want to keep on, but it keeps my my ass has to be bare in order to feel all that yummy.
Well, and then also when I'm rubbing around on your body, that way I'm not getting tangled up or hung up on straps or clothing or something. One of my floggers getting hung in it or something. So yes, completely naked.
This picture is making me happy. Keep going.
And then you will grab your earbuds because you like the music in your ears playing. It helps you
to separate myself from what's going on around me.
Right.
And a lot of times when we are doing play, we're in a dungeon and there's a lot of noise and activity and sounds.
Yes.
And the earbuds let me focus on the feelings and sensation instead of, oh, what's going on over there? Or, oh, somebody's talking over there.
It also helps you get deeper into subspace as well. You're not distracted. Again, your mind is focused. You've got your music. You're not hearing any disruptions, and it's a lot easier to get you into subspace and deeper into subspace. So once your earbuds are in, I will turn you around to where your back is towards me. I will have you lift your hair up so that I can apply the play collar.
Yes.
Then I will take you over and I will set you down somewheres, have you lean back, put your feet on my chest or my belly area.
I do that all the time.
Yep. That way I can put your ankle cuffs on. 90% of the time, your ankle cuffs are not hooked to anything.
Right.
But the mental aspect of you having the ankle cuffs on really help get you into that mindset as well.
It feels, as a submissive, amazing to have that weight on my legs because, again, it's a giving up of control. And so even at the end of play, I will sometimes keep it on because I'm walking around and I like the feeling of the weight on me. It reminds me.
So after the ankle cuffs are on, I will put the wrist cuffs on. Then I will grab you by the hands, pull you up, put you in front of me, kind of guide you across the floor, across the room, over to the cross.
Yes.
And then I will normally take one hand at a time. And you can do this very sensually.
Mm-hmm.
And as you raise their arm up, you can take your hands down their arm with that real soft, smooth glide to get to the cuffs.
This is kind of really hitting some sexual turn on here.
You notice your play collar is out too, right?
I did.
But for the wrist, whenever I fasten them to the cross, again, this is a sensual, this is an intimate type play. I don't want your arms stretched completely out.
Right.
You do have to be careful with putting your arms above your head for one, because you start to lose a little bit of circulation already. And if you're stretched out, you're uncomfortable, or you can't find that spot to get that feels good. So I always leave a little bit of slack, a little bit of movement in your arms.
Right.
For the sensual, intimate type scenes.
I need that.
Yep. It gives you room to move. And I like watching your movements as well while you're on the cross in these scenes. So therefore, I always leave a little bit of slack. And then I will usually rub back. Once I get one arm fastened, I will rub back down that arm across your back, across the back of your neck, all the way down to the other arm to hook it up.
Oh.
Once you're on the cross, I play with my hands.
You do.
I like to
Master
rub
Nick.
your
I really
whole
enjoy
body.
that.
I like to rub your whole body, front side, back side, all the way down your sides, hitting those little erogenous zones, just enough to get your temperature to turn up just a little bit.
Oh, you do that so well.
Just rub, play, pull you into me, hold you tight. Sometimes I will push against you to pin you up against the cross while continuing to rub. And then I will go back and I will find my lightest flogger that I have.
Now, the whole time I've got music playing in my ear.
Yes.
I've got the sounds along with the sensation of him touching me, warming me up and making me feel amazing.
Yes. So I will grab the lightest implement that I have, the flogger.
That one.
And I actually have it on display as well. It's my green one right here. And I will start off very lightly, very softly with the flogger, kind of all over the backside of your body. I'll start on your butt. I will move up to your back. I will move down to your legs. And it's a very light flip of the flogger where the falls aren't hitting hard. They're not hitting in one solid spot. The falls are kind of spread out. They're
Makes
hitting
it feel
multiple.
like a massage as
Right.
they fall across you. It's almost like rain hitting your body where it just glides across the skin.
Right.
It's amazing.
So again, this being sensual and light to medium impact, start off slow. There's not very many submissives or bottoms that enjoys going straight into it, full force, hard swings. It's not enjoyable for them. So
even with masochists, I think we've had some conversations about how you still want the body warmed up.
Right. You still got to build it up.
Right. Because the skin needs to be warmed up, reddened a little bit.
Correct.
And then when you hit, you can take harder, better, stronger hits. But your skin, if you do that on a cold, not warmed up body, it creates a problem.
Right. So again, you're starting off slow and you're building it up. Again, there's certain places you don't ever want to hit with a flogger hard. However, with these light flips and the very soft hit of the falls from the flogger, you can move in multiple areas, up the back, down the legs. You still kind of want to avoid the crease of the knee, the back of the kneecap. That is a more tender area.
Right.
But it's for
agree.
the flipping of the falls doesn't affect it much. But just try to avoid that area because that is one of the sensitive areas. But as you progress on flipping these falls around, you do kind of start amping it up just a little bit at a time. You can start swinging a little bit harder, aiming at the butt, warming the butt cheeks up real good. I always like to use the flogger till I start to see like a shade of pink start to come into the skin.
Right.
And then I know that your skin is starting to warm up. And I really like to mix things up. I don't like using the same implement for very long periods of a time.
Why?
Reason being, you keep hitting the same spot with the same implement, the same speed, the same as hard as you are. It eventually starts to hurt.
Even
it
if you're
becomes
just
irritating.
hitting softly the same place
Every
over
time.
and over again, it becomes almost a torture.
Right. So
We're not talking torture today. We're talking fun stuff.
That's right. So you want to move around. And then I like to mix it up. I have usually the electric wand that I will pull out next. And I'll start off with a lower intensity electrode for the electric
Unlike
wand.
the video you posted.
That's right. That one was a little bit of torture for you, but it was for educational purposes.
All of this is for educational purposes. But if you keep talking, we're going to get into some real education.
Yeah. Okay. But then I'll make, electric wand, I'll mix it up. And again, the electric wand is fun. You don't want to stay on the same place. So I'm constantly across your shoulders, across your back of your neck, down your back, down your legs, front side of your chest, your nipple area. Hit all of it with the electric wand, and it really starts spicing things up a little bit with you. Your temperature's really starting to come up now. And I really enjoy, especially in the more intimate kinds, I will get my yardstick and just a light tap all up and down your body.
It's really amazing what that feels like because it is, again, the feeling of a massage almost.
Right.
It just sensitizes you. It brings your attention to your body and to your hits, which are so gentle.
Right.
It's really a wonderful feeling.
And just for you listening or watching, an occasional good smack with the yardstick.
Well, see, I wasn't talking about that.
Is always a great thing, especially when you're tapping all over and then just a real quick smack. Nothing real hard. Again, you're not looking
light
for
to
pain
medium
out of this.
impact here.
Yeah, so you're getting about medium speed on it. Nothing to hurt, but just enough to joggle their mind
just
a little
enough
bit.
for me to go, whoo,
Yes,
okay.
That's the reaction that I'm looking for. But again, mixing it up, you can use a paddle. Again, not hard. This is sensual, light to medium impact. But tap around on it, play around on it. Take the paddle, put it completely against their skin, and just rub up and down their body with it. There's no impact at all to that.
Right.
And that feels real good. And that's a great
That's
thing.
that is something that you do with almost every implement.
Yes.
You will take it and rub it across my body, at which point sometimes you hit me with it, sometimes you don't.
Right.
But I'm pretty much aware of the next implement that may be used on me. And it is psychological then.
Exactly.
We're dealing with, just like the cuffs and the collar, giving up control. This is a psychological play as well.
Right. And that's a good part. It's another part of the domination is it's not all physical. A lot of the domination can be mental. And that's part of the game that I like to play.
Which
Again,
is why I don't get to orgasm without asking you permission.
Right. But it's to keep you guessing. You know what implement I have, but when am I going to actually hit you with it? Where am I actually going to hit you with it? So it's.
And if that is the implement you're going to hit me with.
Exactly. Sometimes I rub one thing and hit with another. So that's just that mental domination. But after a good play with several different implements, go back with your hands, again, rubbing those erogenous zones, grabbing the nipples, pinching them a little bit, giving them a little bit of a twist or a tug. And of course,
all good things.
Of course, anytime with these sensual scenes, there's always an orgasm or 4. I mean,
yes.
you never know how many.
This brings up a point in case that I did not get an orgasm 2 weeks ago. And Master Nick comes over, he's taking me off the cross, and I looked at him and I say, "Am I being punished?" He said, "What?" I said, "Am I being punished? I didn't have an orgasm." And it was like a light bulb went off.
And then it wasn't immediate. You went back up on the cross.
I did.
To make sure we got some of them in, because it was a long night. It sounds like an excuse, I know, but it was a long night, and he totally slipped my mind.
And I thought it was a punishment. And we are not talking about punishments today.
Nope, that's coming next week.
Next week.
But that would be, so after the orgasms, I almost forgot, taking you down off of the cross, not knowing, well, I say not knowing, I always know how deep into subspace you get. So I can always tell. But taking them down, you do the same sensual moves. You're soft, you're smooth with your movements. You take them down.
You're showing strength when you're holding me, because I sometimes don't have the strength to hold myself up. And it looks pretty, I'm sure with other people watching, it looks pretty ridiculous, because after a scene, I cannot hold myself up.
Right. So
Master Nick.
When I take you down, there's always one arm around you and the other arm taking down one of your hands off the cross. And then I will switch arms and take the other one down. And I usually hold you
against your body,
against my body and the cross for however long it takes. And then it's spinning you around, taking you in my arms, you laying your head on my chest.
I love that. That's the best feeling.
Yep. And we stand there for however long it takes. It may be 3 minutes, it may be 5 minutes, it may be 10 minutes, but however long it takes till I know
that I'm going to be able to take a step without it
till I know
folding
your legs,
under me.
till I know your legs are under you, and I can get you over to a seat where there we wrap you with a blanket or a towel or something. Get your bottle of water.
Right, because I'm naked.
Yep.
And then I'm kind of already vulnerable coming off the cross. So being covered up or taken care of in that way makes you feel better.
Yep. And then the aftercare begins. So that is a sensual scene, light to medium impact on a cross.
All right, let's get the collar out and go, Master Nick. I'm ready.
See you guys next week.